Should you keep your gray water tanks open while camping at a campground? That's what we're talking about today. I'm Kyle, you're watching Drivin and Vibin, and this issue is debated online all over the place. Whether you should keep your RV gray tanks open and running the water out through regularly while you're at a full hookup campsite. So, our first initial answer, which is the easy answer, is that no, you shouldn't. But that is completely annoying if you have to watch your gray tank status the whole trip. But we want to tell you a few reasons why you should actually keep it closed because it makes a lot of sense. First off, and just to be clear, there are multiple holding tanks in your RV. The gray water tank is where the sink water and the shower water goes. The black tank is where all the human waste goes, which should never stay open. And then your freshwater tank, which holds your fresh water. The first reason to keep it closed is that scum can easily attach to the walls of that gray tank, and that scum can produce a horrible smell. Having the gray tank closed and allowing the water to build up and be flushed out, build up and be flushed out over and over again really helps reduce the amount of scum that can collect and build on the walls of your RV gray tank. You don't want your RV gray tank smelling bad because at times it can get worse than that black water tank. The second reason is if you keep your RV gray tanks open, you're connecting your RV literally to the system of waste in the RV park, whether that's a septic system or runs right through a city sewer system. Either way, that waste release path has access to your RV. That means that flies can come up into your tank system through the waste pipe and then through your sinks and water and shower pipe, or simply just a foul odor from that septic or city system can be flushed back in like a air form to your RV through the vents and through your RV drainage. We've definitely noticed that before, trying to spot down a foul smell, and we realized pretty quickly that it was because we left our RV gray tanks open, and therefore the nasty smell of that RV park septic system came back into our RV. And like I said, that can lead to fruit flies, it just gives way to all sorts of smells and creatures that can get into your RV. And that is not cool to me, and it freaks me out a little bit. So I have to admit, where we're at right now, we left our RV gray tanks open. But as the summer or the oncoming summer is getting hotter and hotter here in Alabama, we had to remind ourselves to close the RV tanks. Even though it's such an inconvenience to keep your eye on the levels of those tanks, really the smell and the flies coming in became a bigger issue than keeping an eye on the tank level. So we don't even follow our own advice. So just take that into consideration too. Sometimes we choose the path of least resistance, which leads us to a path of more resistance. And as far as keeping your eyes on that gauge and how long you have before the RV gray tanks fill up, it just depends on your gray tank situation. Our Alliance RV has two 40-gallon gray tanks, I believe. So it does really help us go quite a while without filling those tanks up. But there have been times where we haven't kept our eyes on the gauge, and we have this one spot in our RV where the RV water will back up and then begin leaking slowly into our undercarriage or our storage bays. And that's never a good situation. We spot it quickly and solve the problem. But that is a challenge of keeping the tanks closed, having some sort of, mess up like that and not trying to damage the RV so easily with such a simple and stupid mistake. But let me tell you one thing about RV freshwater while we're on the topic. We want to give a shout out to Camco, who's been working with us throughout this last month on their Taste Pure water filter. The reason why we enjoy so much working with Camco is because we've been using that Taste Pure water filter since 2015. It truly has been the only inline water filter we've used throughout our now 9 years of RVing. It makes the water taste good. It has some sort of 6-step filtration system in it, but The most important thing to us about that Camco water filter is that it's made here in the USA. A lot of times the RV parts you're going to be buying are made in China or somewhere overseas. We just like, and we take comfort in knowing that the thing that is going to have one of the largest effects on us, the water that we drink in our RV, is made here in the USA with American workers stimulating the American economy. That's a big plus to me. And Camco has done a great job over the past of making those filters taste great, making those filters work great, produce fresh tasting water. And, you know, depending on how much you use your RV, they can last between 3 months, 6 months. You can really stretch it out if you're not going on road trips that often. So that's the Camco Taste Pure. We highly recommend it for RV freshwater. It's truly the only water system we've been using the whole time we've been RVing. It's easy to get at Walmart. You can just swing by, pick one up. Might cost $4 more than a Chinese knockoff, but it's a $4 well spent. So that's what I got for you today. Let me know if you keep your gray tanks open or closed. While the advice we give is to keep them closed, you will find us breaking our own advice quite often. They're closed now though, rest assured, but we will open them back up to dump here in a few days. So let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. I'm Kyle. You're watching Drivin and Vibin. We'll see you soon.